Right. Stuff Coach B. What you saying, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. So people, if you was watching or was waiting, we're having some technical issues. But yeah, we're going to be talking about our post Christmas Premier League review. And I've got Coach with me, the Liverpool supporter. Dave was meant to come on, but he taking that off. I don't know if he's taking that. He had a lot of work doing. He might come on. He might come on. If anybody's watching, he may come on. Because I did say to him, if we start digging out Chelsea, he might.
It'd be interesting to hear from him because we did talk the other day about situations regarding both teams. So
yeah. No, I mean it's been a bit of a madness actually. And I mean, to be honest, when we look at what's happened post Christmas now, we're in January now, and we will come and talk about the FA Cup draws as well. That's quite interesting. I noticed that you was checking out who you're gonna play. Interesting.
You know, the thing is, when they were actually doing the live draw, I was like, please don't give us United. And then obviously Peter Crouch just drew us out, and I was like, wow.
Listen, man, that's crazy. But yeah, listen, I think we'll come to that. We'll talk about that. But I think for now, I kind of want to talk about. I mean, when we last spoke, yeah, myself, you, and Dave was on, and we talked about how we was doing with regards to our purchases in the summer and where we felt our teams are gonna sort of be season. What's that banging in it? Is your banging in the background? Okay, like some knocking around. I don't know if it's my thing. I'm hearing a lot of movement. I don't know if someone's right.
I don't think it's coming from my end.
Is it coming from your end or mine?
I don't have any noise going on my side.
Oh. Okay, I might be it might be picking up my voice. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think the mic is quite sensitive. Right. Yeah. So I know the last time we met was a couple of months back. I think
October.
Was it October? I think it might possibly be October.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and we was kind of assessing our sides in terms of.
I remember it was a few games after the Aston Villa result. We had the freaky Aston Villa result.
You talk about freak, man. That was freaky. Because I think at that point, had you lost Van Dijk?
Yeah, we lost him first couple of games, to be honest.
So Van Dijk was out. I know Trent Alexander was out.
Yeah,
I think, and also Gomez.
Gomez was out as well.
So you've still got a number of players that are massive
as well.
Yeah,
he was in between. Yeah, he was coming back and then he was going out again.
Yeah, I don't know what I think it's when you're talking. I don't know. Have you got it stationary? I don't know if you try and keep it as stationary as possible.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of sort of feedback. I don't know if it's your hands near the mic.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it clear now?
It's clear now, but I think where your hand is by the mic, it can. I think you can hear me rubbing up against the mic or whatever it is.
Oh,
so that's why I'm getting a lot of like noise. You know, like you put it by the mouthpiece. Your phone you got there, innit? But no, listen, yeah. So that was a freak result. But listen, that's by the way, you know, what I mean, you pushed on from there, and you listen. You're top of the league at the moment.
Yeah. To be honest, the season has been. I think it's been very kind to us. You know, we obviously knew it was going to be hard to defend the title, and we didn't go into the league season looking as if it was going to be a breeze.
Yeah.
And obviously, with this lockdown season, things are going to be different. Things are going to be uncomfortable at times.
Yeah.
And we just have to try and get on with it. And we have pulled together as a team, which shows the solidarity within the camp and with all the setbacks that has happened. We still are there, and we're the ones to catch or to well.
Before you say about ones to catch, may I add, I'm currently looking at the Premier League table. I have it in my hands right now. Okay, so you might be at the top at the moment, but I would say you're joint top with Man United. Let me finish. Joint top with Man United on 33 points. Yeah, is that right? 33 points.
That's correct.
Man United have got a game in hand.
Yeah.
Their next game is Burnley away, which is a massive game. I believe that you play Burnley as well.
In between. I think we played them. I think it's after.
Yeah.
United game. Yeah. That's
interesting. And I think you got them at home, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. So my thing is, obviously, you're praying that Man United go, because obviously, if Man United go to Burnley, they only need to get a draw to go top, and then that game, massive game, you go to Man United come to you.
Yeah,
correct.
That's correct.
All right.
To be honest,
after that game, you play Burnley.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To be honest, it's a massive few weeks in terms of will we then fall off in the title race, or will we be able to build a little bit of consistency?
Well,
to be honest, the way things are, it's so unpredictable for us.
Right.
We may have a good game against United, or we may have a stalemate draw.
Yeah.
Because we have a good record at Anfield.
Yeah.
And obviously there's the thought of City winning their games in hand. They would then propel.
Well, Man City. Listen, they've got
2 games in hand.
They win those 2 games.
They'll be top.
They're currently on 29 points at the moment.
Yeah.
So they are starting to find a bit of form.
Yeah.
The early stages, they weren't doing too well. They were quite inconsistent, scoring as much. And yeah, I mean, granted, Liverpool, after that 7-2 drubbing, you kind of sort of pushed on from there. You kind of put that to the back, and you sort of just, that solidarity that you're talking about, you kind of pushed on, and started to. I think before you had lost your game against, I think it was Southampton.
Yeah,
with 12 games unbeaten.
Yeah, but then when you look at that, there's been a lot of draws.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I mean, I've got the Premier League table, so I'm looking at the last 5 games.
Yeah.
And you've managed to accumulate, let's see, 7 points.
7 points, yeah.
Oh no, 8 points. Sorry, 8 points out of a possible 15. So obviously you got 2 draws in that spell. And if I look at that game, where was it?
So we had West Brom, Newcastle.
Yeah. So this result. I talked to you about this result, and I mean, I thought this was on the 5th, the 13th, for the 12th. Yeah. I thought this was literally a banker. Fulham. Fulham, who's in the bottom 3. You go there and ended up drawing. And as a matter of fact, I'm sure Fulham scored in that game first. They were all over you. If, as a matter of fact, Fulham should have put more past you in that game. They really took the game to you.
But
you can't deny that. You can't deny that.
Yeah, you can say that, you know, they had a very good game, to be honest, and you know, at times, and I always go back to Liverpool struggle in terms of sometimes they find it hard to break teams down.
Yeah.
And we end up trying to unlock 2 banks of 4. Very difficult because we don't have that passing inventiveness.
Yeah, but you was missing. I mean, Thiago's just come back from injury. You was missing him. But to be honest, in that game, all right, Kofi, I didn't see, you know, Fulham putting 10 men behind the ball. Did not see that at all from them. I mean, they literally took the game to you. They took the game to you, and you was fortunate to come away with a draw. In all honesty, I don't know what your thoughts are of that, but looking at that game, Fulham literally, if it wasn't for the fact of not having their shooting boots on and obviously a few saves made by your goalkeeper, you could have lost that game. You could have lost that game. Fulham really played well in that game, and I was totally shocked by the result because I thought that Liverpool were going to. I mean, the amount of goals that Fulham have been shipping, I thought you would have gone down there and literally, you know what I mean, took this team apart. But you come out of that game, you know, with a draw 1-1. Then you go at home. You're at home to Tottenham, and that game, you know what Mourinho does. His team, he sets them up not to get beat. In that game, did I'm trying to think, did Liverpool score first?
Yeah, we did.
And then Tottenham equalised.
Yeah, it was actually, to be honest, it was within the first.
Well, no, Salah scored 26 minutes or 26 minutes,
and then it was 30 seconds or.
No, it wasn't. It was literally another, say, just under 10 minutes. Son, literally, they played they let you have the ball and then they hit you on the break, and you know how quick Son is. Do you know what I mean? And he ends up scoring in the 33rd minute. Albeit Mr. Bobby Firmino, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a timely finish by Bobby, and you know, I think he kind of needed that because there's been a lot of talk about his form, and you know, things not really happening for him. I mean, I was on Kopish, which is one of Liverpool channels, which I usually go on and listen to.
Yeah.
And the amount of fans slating Bobby and giving him a lot of you know, Bobby needs to go and everything like that. And I was like, come on, this is a little bit unnecessary because, you know, if you really look at Bobby, what he actually contributes to the team, it actually makes a difference in a lot of games because.
Sorry to cut you. Do you think between, I mean, Jota now you've got him.
Yeah.
He was in a vein of form before he got injured.
Yeah.
And I think he was even. I'm sure Klopp was starting him before Firmino, and a lot of Liverpool supporters were quite happy about that because literally, I think at one time he didn't score like maybe 3 or 4 games in a row or something crazy. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he did. He had 3 or 4 game spell where the goals were just
flying
in,
and that's the problem with Firmino. That's the problem with Firmino. He's not the sort of guy to get you 15 goals a season.
But then the thing is he gets into those positions, and I believe that he tries to be a bit too cute with his finishing.
Right.
You know, Whereas someone like Jota was, obviously he had to make an impression coming in for that price tag. And, I believe that, he has started really well up to this point. And, obviously Firmino, I would say probably needed some games of rest as well, because he has been there for the past 2 seasons.
Right.
If you really look at the front three, we have not really dropped off in terms of tempo. And, it means that they're getting tired. Even Mane.
Well, I was saying Mane before just the other day. He had on a bit of a goal drought.
Yeah. Mane looks like the fatigue is actually kicking in a bit.
Is it because his hairline is growing back, or what do you think?
No. But look, regardless of Mane's hairline, he's had his hairline since is it Salzburg? Or he's had his hairline back in the day. So.
Listen, that was a joke, bro. It's not. Don't take it serious, yeah. Don't take it serious, all right? Because I'm sure I saw a bit of hair growing back. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But no, listen. Then you go to Crystal Palace, literally took them apart, 7-0. What a game. I mean, you guys just turned it on. I thought, yeah. And I mean, despite you had a lot of players out, but yet, the way you took Crystal Palace apart was, and not to say that Crystal Palace didn't have a couple of chances.
Yeah, they had chances. The game could have been very different. But then it's testament to Klopp in terms of he trusts his players, even the ones that do come in, to really give some contribution to games. Because if you look at Minamino's performance was really good, and he really did contribute to a lot of the attacks and the goals that came. So we've got a good squad. I think players like Origi could have had a little bit more opportunity, but
he's not taking his opportunity.
He's not taking them. But then, I mean, you got to be fair in terms of he hasn't had much game time, to be honest.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, how are you going to give him a game time? He's not going to get in front of people like Sane, Mane, Jota. Look at the amount of players that are in front of him. I mean, I know there was talk about him possibly leaving the club and going. I don't know. I don't think it was going on loan, but I think it was more about him leaving the club because he's getting game time. But even when he did come on, I mean, my missus gets irate when he comes on because he just doesn't contribute. He doesn't do anything to just keep him in place. That last season, the season before, when he came on in the Champions League and scoring that last-minute goal against Everton and all that craziness. But, he doesn't seem to be doing it. And there's a lot of players in front of him. Minamino, they're in front of him. Do you know what I mean? So it's very difficult. It's very difficult. And to be honest, it's mainly, I would say, obviously your midfield, but primarily it's your defence at the moment. Where you seem to be leaking goals. Obviously, the Aston Villa game, bit of a freak game, but it is what it is. And we talked about earlier on that the inconsistency of Liverpool, and that's why you're not running away with it. You're not running away. You're not running away with it. Let's look at the Southampton game. The Newcastle game again. I was expecting you to go there and literally take this thing apart. They end up doing a Steve Bruce on you. You got Southampton.
Can I come in on that?
Yeah.
It was one of those performances that I just thought Liverpool have not really decided to turn up today. It was dismal, and it kind of reminded me of 2018 season
Mm.
where we gave away a lot of opportunities and allowed Man City back in
Yeah.
and to overtake us eventually and win the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
I
difficult.
don't know. I just think I just think that, and Klopp, you know, to be honest, he's been making a lot of. He's having a bit of a moan, isn't he, as well? I've never seen this guy moan so much in my life. I mean, the guy needs to calm down. You know, he needs to just calm it down. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to learn to lose with a bit of dignity. Yeah. And he was going on about, you know, hold on, there's a chat that's coming here. What's that? Agree. We were right. We were at the races. I think I'm suspecting that's my missus. That's giving that a point of view. But maybe so. Maybe so. What at the races? But you know, I don't know what it is about this Liverpool side. Look, I still think that you guys are going to go on and win the title. I do still think, yeah, because you've still got lots of players to come back, and I think what you said earlier on with Klopp, you know, he's got this thing where he's got the team playing for him regardless. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's important that they don't take their eyes, you know what I mean, off the goal. It's difficult to come and defend, you know, a title. And when you look at how bunched up the top is, you know what I mean? You've got, you know, it's not just Man United on your back. You've got Man City. You've got a number of teams chasing you. And it's been that kind of season. You know what I mean? I say you drew against Newcastle. You know, you drew against Newcastle. You drew against Newcastle 0-0. You go to Southampton. They get an early goal. You just couldn't beat them. You just couldn't beat them. And then
to be honest, you know what? I've really looked at that game as well, and VAR this season has been against us, man. Let's be honest. There's been some decisions.
And listen, you guys are the inventor of VAR.
Norman, there's been decisions.
Liverpool.
There has been some decisions that have been, to be honest, I'm like, well, come on now. VAR should have.
Give me an example. Give me one example before we, you know, we move on to, you know, our team.
Okay, let's go to that Southampton game, because Mane was fouled clearly. Because if you really look at
the penalty,
if you really look at that decision, and there was a game where Bruno Fernandes was fouled in a similar way, and they gave the penalty to to United. So there's been inconsistencies in how they give decisions for us to the rest of the league teams.
Yeah, but you weren't having that kind of moan last season.
Yeah, but last season.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm gonna say, because there was a lot of stuff that went against us and other teams. And there was stuff going for you. I couldn't believe some of the stuff that you was getting. I didn't see you moaning then. Listen, we all put our hands up. You know, VAR works when it needs to work in our favor. It works in our favor when it goes against us. You know what I mean? I mean, the game. I mean, I know we'll come on to that in the FA Cup against Newcastle when who got fouled? I think it was Lacazette got fouled in the box. I think it was Aubameyang. The guy clearly stuck his foot out. Yeah, Aubameyang went over. They didn't even do a check. Literally, it was just play on, and it was a clear penalty, clear as day. But VAR is just an inconsistency of it. It's just, you know what I mean? They need to sort it out. I mean, but you know, we're always gonna have this drama concerning. We're always gonna have this drama concerning VAR. And we just gotta have to learn to live with it. It's as simple as that, mate. We just have to learn.
The thing is, it's
Varsal. Somebody's saying Varsal.
Varsal, yeah, of course. But it's those fine lines, because it's spoiling the game.
Yeah.
And you know, you got to kind of use a little bit of the human judgment as well, because you know everything's just become too computerized, and you know fine lines now taking over, what the referee could be seeing and what he is seeing, and his decision making. So yeah, there needs to be a review of that and allow the referee to manage the game as he should do.
Yeah. But listen, look, it is what it is, bro. We just have to just plod on with this Arsenal or Liverpool, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be with us for the foreseeable future. They need to sort out their act, though. But look, I just said Liverpool currently, yes, you're sitting top of the league. Massive game, Man United have got Burnley. Obviously, you're going to be praying and hoping that Burnley does you a favour. But that game at Anfield, obviously, if Man United win that game, they go 3 points clear of you. Yeah. And I think goal difference, they've got a better goal difference as well. Their goal difference of 20. Oh, hold on.
No, we've got.
Oh, you've got a better goal difference. Sorry. Yeah, I was just looking at the goals against, because to be honest, I'm looking at the goals against. You've got 21 against, and Man United got 24 against. So they've been kicking some goals.
Yeah.
They're probably at the moment, currently, the current form team at the moment. They've accumulated 12 points, 13 points out of a possible 15.
Yeah.
And their record away has been good. And I don't know what sort of game it's going to be. If it's going to be that cut and thrust game, or they're just going to. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know what happens in that game. But
listen, we have been undefeated at Anfield
against Man U. How long? What's the sort of time span we're talking? So I didn't do my homework on that one.
Well, we're 3 years undefeated.
Oh, right, you're talking about but there's always a first, mate.
It's not going to be United. Sorry, mate.
There's always a first. There's
not
always a first. Did they just get beat by Man City? I don't know. Did they?
Yeah, Man City beat them, didn't they?
Oh yeah, but that was the Carabao Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the cup.
Yeah.
But it's going to be difficult.
I think they're the current form team at the moment. They are the current form team at the moment. Are you worried? That's my question. I suppose that's my question to you. Are you worried? Do you think that you're going to go on and take secure this title for a second time, defend it, or with the teams? I mean, let me just sort of tell you the teams that are currently behind you. And I mean, it's literally in terms of points wise. You're on 33. Man United are on 33.
Yeah.
Leicester City on 32. Tottenham on 29. Man City on 29 with 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
Southampton are on 29. I mean, Everton 29. There's going to be a lot of chopping and changing. There's going to be a lot of chopping.
Let's really put it into perspective. We're in January. Nothing is won in January. And, we know that there's going to be teams that are going to tail off.
Who are the teams that you think are going to tail off? Judging from those teams, right? So if we go down as far as, well, listen. I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, we're only 6 points off the top 4, and we'll come and talk about us in a minute because we are a team that's in pretty good form at the moment. But you're going down as far as 12th place, 23 points. Yeah. All right. Yes, teams are going to drop off. Well, who are the teams that you think are going to drop off? You've got, as I said, you've got Leicester City in there, Tottenham, Southampton, Man City, Everton, Aston Villa. I mean, this season in itself has been crazy. In terms of, I think in terms of this whole pandemic thing, and everybody's beating each other. People are dropping points. There's not really been a team that have gone out there and consistently put a run together. Everybody's beating each other. Do you know what I mean? As I said, when you look at the table, it is very consistent. The only team that I would probably say is really in consistent form right now is Man United. But do you think Man United could possibly keep this run going?
But then the thing is, they've obviously Uh, they've got European football, Europa League coming
Yeah.
in February.
So you got European Cup. You got European.
Yeah, I mean, all the top teams have got European football.
Yeah.
The thing is, what are Man United going to prioritize? Are they going to prioritize winning the cup or winning the league? City going to prioritize winning the Champions League or winning the league? And
then yourselves, you want to defend it. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think. Listen, Klopp is a winner. Full stop. He's a winner, and if he could win everything, he would. Yeah. But you make a very good, interesting point there about what teams will be prioritizing things. Now, in the case of Man City, you know, the money that they've spent on their club, they've won the league X amount of times. But I just think, I don't know. I just think that if they miss out on Champions League again, is Pep's position going to be, you know, scrutinized, or is it a case of, you know what, if we don't win the Champions League, we've got the you know, because listen, they got the Carabao Cup, they're still in that, FA Cup, you know, as I said, the Champions League. They're looking to obviously defend the Carabao Cup, and I need them to defend it because I need them to beat Tottenham. That put that aside. So I just go on.
You know, Tottenham. There was an interesting point. Every year, there's been a one in the calendar or the year. Tottenham have actually won something.
Won what?
So in terms of the year, so 1991, 2010. Yeah, 10. Tottenham have actually won something. So they could win.
But they were just little Carabao Cup or whatever, Capital One Cup. We're talking about serious cups like the FA Cup. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, they may win the FA Cup this year. You know,
they ain't winning nothing, man. They ain't winning nothing, bro. They ain't winning nothing, man. I don't want to be talking about Tottenham now. Yeah, let's talk about some serious teams. Yeah, but no. But would you be prioritizing the Champions League or winning the league again?
Oh, definitely.
What would you go for?
Definitely, I would like the league in. The league is priority to us, and you know, we don't want to just be a one-season wonder. You know, we want to have consecutive titles, and you know, that's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Champions League is always going to be there for us. Hold on. Let me just connect my charger.
Oh, is it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we could carry on talking. So, yeah, you saying, Cove?
Yeah, I was saying, definitely the league is priority for us. Champions League is always going to be there.
Yeah.
We may have a good run in Champions League, but then it's whether or not our league position is going to be compromised.
And that's the interesting thing, because you know, Klopp is not going to go and put out any weak sides now that you're in the knockout stages now. So that's going to be important to him, and I just think the way everything's so Constantinia in the sort of top 4, top 5, going down as far as, say, I don't know, 9th, 7th place. Yeah, a lot can change, and as I said, everybody's beating each other. Everybody's taking points off each other. Teams that you least expect, you know, Fulham taking points off you, Newcastle taking points off of you. These are teams.
But then I just believe that the business end of the season, coming late March, April, will determine where everybody's sitting is going to be. And I know we are going to be there.
And I'm not saying that you're not going to be there. I think you will be there. But I just think that this season of all season is going to be a lot different. We talk about the business end of it. You've got to remember, we're playing a lot of games in close proximity of each other, and so you know, you look at your injuries already. You know, if the likes of Virgil van Dijk comes back, Gomez, you know, and these players come back for you, it will probably be towards maybe April, May. But then we got is it European football this season as well? So there's a lot going on. So I don't know. I think it is going to go right down to the wire. I think it's going to be probably one of the most exciting Premier League. Yeah, I don't think that, you know, any team is just going to literally go and put 5, 6, 7 games in a row in terms of winning.
But then I think that is good for the Premier League because it shows that how strong the league is, and any team.
Sorry, right, you're kind of a little bit.
So
Yeah.
It shows how strong the league is, and any team thinking that they can run away with the league again would have second thoughts, because, you know, there are a lot of teams out there that are looking to put stops to making sure that we don't have that comfortable run.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that, you know, we do go on a long run now. Well, try and build some consistency to start with, to be honest. And we've got to, if we're going to win the title, we're going to win probably about 13, 14 games in a row. Has to be.
I can't see that happening, Golf. Really, I can't see that happening. Not with the inconsistency that everybody's having. I just can't see any team doing that right now. Seriously, honestly.
What do you think the total points?
It's going to be a lot lower than you're probably talking about. What, so you're currently on 33.
Yeah.
What, we're what, nearly halfway through.
Do you reckon about 75?
I was going to go more sort of mid-80s.
Yeah, that's possible. It's
I was
possible.
going to go mid-80s. I was going to go mid-80s on that. I mean, I don't think Arsenal standing any chance of getting any. We're scrapping for Europa League. Do you know what I mean? We will come at the Arsenal in a minute. I just want to quickly touch on Chelsea. And as I said, the last conversation, Dave, you know, they spent a lot of money, 200 million plus, and Dave seemed quite confident about his team, you know, being right up there. And if you look at their form and look at their last 5 games, they've accumulated just 4 points out of a possible 15.
Yeah,
one of those games was when they came to the Emirates and we took them apart 3-1, and that was when we was in a bad run ourselves after coming off the back of a 4-1 loss to Man City, and you're just thinking, oh my gosh, we've now got Chelsea, and everybody was expecting Chelsea to take us apart. But Chelsea themselves, they're not going, you know, really doing well at all. And when I look at their fixtures and who they've lost against, just looking at it, going back as far as Liverpool. I mean, no, I'm going back too far now. Let's go back where it's current. All right, so if we go where things started to kind of fall apart a little bit for them, Everton, you know, losing 1-0 to Everton. Wolves beating them 2-1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They then beat West Ham 3-0, but a lot of people saying it was covering over the cracks. You know what I mean. If West Ham had taken their chances, they could have won that game. But you know, Chelsea going and win that 3-0, and then we play them, and I think that game, I think them coming out of that game and knowing that after we just lost to Man City 4-1 in the Carabao Cup, I think they came there thinking, yeah, man, we got this in the bag. They lose 3-1 to us. They then get a draw 1-1 Aston Villa, and that was at home. They then lose to Man City 3-1. You know, then they're the FA Cup, and you know, so their form hasn't been brilliant. I don't want to go too much into it because obviously, you know, Dave would be the one to really talk about his team. If he is listening, he can. If he wishes to come on, he can. But I'm sure I'll have a conversation with him concerning that. But
he knew that we'll give him a grilling.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, he literally. I mean, we did the watch along. I did the watch along with him with that game, and he was proper gutted. he was proper gutted. But let's talk about Arsenal's form. And you listen, boy, all I gotta say is, man, I don't know how bad we have been up until us beating Chelsea, and just to say, in our last 5 games, we've managed to get a possibility of 10 points out of 10 out of possibility of 15 points. So you know what I mean, and I couldn't, to be personally honest, perfectly honest, I couldn't see where another win was coming, because literally the way Arteta had a set up, I just didn't know how. And taking a drubbing off of Man City, and we was playing at home in that Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
You know, Arteta, you know, I was calling for his head. The jury's still out on him. I'm hoping to do a podcast with a couple of Arsenal friends.
But did you ever expect that bad round of form from an Arsenal team?
Look, when you got the likes of Willian, who in his last 18 games, the only time he's contributed is the Fulham game. He's absolutely useless, rubbish. Don't know why we got him. I was warned by Dave. He's only one good game, and I refuse to believe it. I'll put my hand up. I'm sorry, Dave. Got it all wrong. Yeah. He was absolutely hopeless. He's about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. Yeah. That's how useful he is. Do you know what a chocolate fire guard is? You get it. I think you got it now. Right. Now, you know, and I just couldn't see where the next win was going to come from, because the way Arteta had a set up, the way we was playing our football was dire, backward. And then you had the likes of the team that, you know, William playing in there. Bamion's just lost all form, not scoring any goals. And without his goals, you know what I mean? Even now, you know, he still hasn't found his form. So I'm hoping that him scoring, you know, against Newcastle will kind of get him going again. But we have been terrible up until that point. But then saying that, we've had three. Okay, well, do you think we're gonna have another wobble?
But then the thing is, to be honest, Arsenal, they don't have leaders in that team.
Listen, I think. What do you think of Tierney? What do you think of Kieran Tierney, our left back? I think that guy is a future captain.
He is. Yeah, I mean, there's potential.
I see leadership quality from that guy 100%.
You know what? There is potential leaders to come out of Arsenal amongst the kids.
Yeah, Kieran Tierney.
but it's going to take time.
Obviously, I mean, right now we haven't got no leaders on that pitch. Yeah. Our senior players who are meant to be stepping up to the plate are not doing it. David Luiz, the likes of Aubameyang, he's not captain material. Yeah, you know, when he was scoring for us, he was being our talisman for the last 2 seasons. He was doing it with his feet. Yeah, but in terms of a captain, nah. Granit Xhaka, nah. None of these guys are going to take the game by the scruff of the neck. The only persons, as you said, potential, man like Saka, takes the game by the scruff of the neck. The guy's 19. Smith Rowe is brought in. Martinelli, who brings enthusiasm and energy to the side. And the problem is that the only reason why we ended up having those guys playing was because you had people out either with COVID or was out, whatever. So he was forced into playing those players. Yeah, and as a result of that, it kind of changed the way we played. We was playing much quicker. The balls that we was playing, the way we played between the lines, we was moving the ball much quicker. What I found in that game, in Newcastle game that we just recently played, kind of went back to the old Arteta ball. Sideways, backwards. You know, Lewis picks up the ball. You know, he takes 2 or 3 touches. You know, then he passes it to Pablo. Pablo passes it back to him. Then he passes it back to the goalkeeper. He again gives, you know what I mean? And you need to be moving that ball quick through the lines. You know, and that's one thing I like about Saka and Smith Rowe, because when they take the ball on the half turn.
Of course,
the only thing to do is get that ball forward. You know what I mean? It's a pity Aubameyang hasn't got his shooting boots on, because I feel if he had his shooting boots on, I think he's got a lot of confidence. But if he had his shooting boots on, you know, we would be much further up the table. But saying all of that, well, as I said, we've got 2 home games coming up. Crystal Palace on at home on Thursday, followed by another home game against Newcastle on Monday.
You could lose both of them, mate.
Lose both of them, but I think the form that we're in, with Thomas Partey coming back, with Gabriel coming back,
yeah,
you know, I personally think that we should win those 2 games. We win those 2 games, we're on 29 points. But it's about what the teams are doing above us if they drop points. Because I said there's a number of teams already on 29 points.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of teams to be leapfrogging before we can make any kind of inroads into top 4. So I'm still saying it's a massive, massive, massive outside chance of us getting into not a massive, outside chance of us getting into top 4. I think, personally speaking, we will probably end up anywhere between 8th and 6th. That's where I'm really kind of looking. So if we finish 6th, we're back in Europe. But ideally, I would, you know, I thought with the team that we had, getting in Thomas Partey, but the drop off that we've had, the games, the records that we've been breaking in terms of losing at home to Burnley, Wolverhampton, Aston Villa, you know, this is one of the worst run of games I've seen Arsenal. You know, losing 4 games on the bounce, it's unheard of. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But you know, Arteta, I'm not going to say Arteta's got them playing again. I just think it's just the youngsters that have come in now and have taken the ball by the horns and said, right, we need to get this team going. So that game, especially that Newcastle game, when he got the red card overturned, thankfully, because I didn't think that was a red card. I don't know what your opinion on that was, but I don't think it was a red card. But if he had got a red card, we would have been in massive trouble, because we would have had the likes of Pepe coming back in. Willian, again, as I said, is absolutely useless, a waste of space. I don't know why he's there. He doesn't even look like he wants to be there.
Remember, he was a blue.
And he's just coming there. He's taking his paycheck. He's going to be paid 100,000+ a week. You know, I don't know if anybody knows what it is. Put it in the comments. But he's earning £100,000 plus a week, 3-year deal. He's looking to earn something like 10 million.
Oh wow!
You know, it's madness. You know, and all we're getting from him is week in, week out, nothing. And Arteta still persists with him, and that's why the jury's still out on Arteta, because when he comes up with comments after saying that, Willian, he just needs to, find his form, and that, he's in certain games where he hasn't had a bad game. What game is he watching? What game is Arteta watching that we cannot see that? He's just like, I don't know, but I think I'm just pleased.
I mean, Arteta, he knows the situation is not good, but he has to try and ride these waves and try and get some sort of confidence going through the team.
Yeah, I think now there is confidence. Yeah, there is confidence in the team now. But as somebody said in the chat, the same person that seems to be bombarding the chat or spamming the chat, it looks like that's my only supporter out there. No one else wants to put any comments in. But I think we are probably due another wobble. We have got, as I said, 2 home games which are winnable. I say Crystal Palace, then Newcastle, then we are away to Southampton, and then we've got Man United at home. Now, we beat Man United in the early part of the season 1-0, which was a very good performance. But Man United, as you can see, they're finding their form now.
Yeah.
Need them to be playing like that when we played them a few months ago. You know what I mean? it's going to be a tough game because Man United are very good away from home. But I'm hoping that, as I said, we get the likes of Partey back and playing and Gabriel. My only concern is with the back two, whether because Pablo Mari, who is being very consistent in the back, he's played very well alongside Holding.
Yeah.
Holding for me is a bit more inconsistent, so I would maybe partner Mari with Gabriel. But at the moment, that partnership seems to be working, so I don't think there's no need to just change it up. If something is working, something's not broke, why try it. Yeah. So I think stay with that partnership. See how we go. As I said, the Europa League stuff will come back. We've got FA Cups, which will come on quickly just to sort of finish this conversation.
Yeah.
We've got some interesting teams that we're going to be playing against and drawn against, and I think they've done the fourth round draw and the fifth round draw as well.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find things to hand. So yeah, so you've drawn Man United.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, it's a back-to-back couple of fixtures. So we'll play the league game first, and then the following weekend we'll play the cup game.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. Then the winners out of that,
we play
Stockport.
Who's winning in Stockport against Stockport?
Yeah, Stockport or West Ham.
Yeah.
Or no, Stockport, West Ham, or Doncaster.
Yeah, that's true.
True. We've drawn. We possibly could be playing Shrewsbury or Southampton, and then followed in the fifth round, possibly Wolves.
Ooh. Yeah, that looks tough.
It is tough. But you've got to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not the same master anymore.
You know what that means, isn't it? You know what that means, yo. Yeah, say no more. 15 times, yeah. That's 15th time. Yeah. Bad boys. Emirates Cups, man. We're the owners, man, of that, man. But no, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. What do you think, Man United Liverpool game? What's your, because they're coming, you're away to them, aren't you?
Yeah, we are away. We don't have a relatively good record at Old Trafford. I can probably see
extra time penalties.
No, we're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose
probably by your goal.
So you're saying that you're gonna go out of the FA Cup?
Yeah, because we have this current trend of we get to the fourth round of the FA Cup and then we end up losing.
Yeah, I find that about you guys. You don't seem to do very well.
Yeah, it's been happening for quite a few seasons now.
I'm quite shocked about.
It's been happening for quite a few seasons now, and I think the trend is going to continue.
But Kofi, is that because I know in few games that you've played where you actually changed up the side? I think there was one team we lost against.
Yeah.
I can't remember what team it was. Because I'm just trying to think. I can't remember what team.
So if you remember last season, we had a FA Cup third round against.
Did we beat you in the FA Cup? Did we beat you in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think it was. No, you beat us. Was it Carabao Cup? Or was it?
Oh, it was Carabao Cup, wasn't it? And we beat on penalty.
Yeah. So we played Everton third round in the FA Cup. We beat them.
Yeah.
And then fourth round game. Who did we play? I think it was one of the championship teams.
And they knocked you out.
Yeah, we were beaten. So it's.
Oh no! I'm looking at another one. Was that what? What's Kangaroo saying? What's Kangaroo saying? Oh yeah, thanks, Kangaroo man. Thanks for coming on and sharing with us, man. Where you at? Where you at? I need to know where you at. I'm seeing the name Kangaroo. I'm seeing the Eiffel Tower or the Blackwall. Or is that the Blackwall Tower? I don't know what that is, man. Let me know. Let me know where you're calling from. But yeah,
So we've had this trend in the FA Cup of going out in the fourth rounds, and it depends how you look at it. If we get a good result against United in the league, they're probably going to be motivated to try and beat us.
Sorry about that. Oh, calling from Paris. Bonjour. If I'm right. Is that bonjour? Was bonsoir. Good evening. Good evening. Bonsoir, Kangaroo. Thanks for joining us from Paris. Listen, good to have you on, and thank you for your support, bro. Take care of yourself. Yeah, so you're saying.
So it may be that if we win the league game against United, they'll probably be motivated to beating us in the FA Cup.
Right.
And the other way around might be that they probably will win at Old Trafford.
Right.
Yeah, because we don't have good record there.
Yeah.
And we may take it to extra time. But yeah, it probably looks like
so you're going for a Liverpool defeat, yeah?
I'm just going by how we play at Old Trafford.
Your past form.
Yeah.
Well,
we might turn up. We might turn up.
Well, do I need you to turn up?
Yeah, I think you do.
We're the holders anyway, so it don't really matter, man.
I don't think you want United again.
We don't want United, but no, I mean, it's going to be interesting. But look, as I said, we either go to Saints, Southampton, who are a bogey team, but we've got a decent sized squad. So we do all these back-to-back games. Southampton haven't got like the squad that we've got, so we've got a bigger squad and a stronger squad. But all saying that, Southampton are a bogey team, even though we drew against them at home 1-1, and we have got them coming up not too long from now, towards the end of January. So we're going to be playing them almost back. I think could be back to back as well, because we played them around about the 20. I can't remember when it is. Can't remember. Somebody let me know in the chat when we play Southampton. If you've got the information to hand, when do we play Southampton in the Premier League? But yeah, it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
Yeah,
with all the games being so close to each other.
Definitely.
What's going to be happening in the Premier League as well. As I said, my prediction for where we are going to finish, I think we're going to finish around 6th or 8th. Let me know in the chat what you think. Where do you think we're going to finish in the league on our current form? Do you think we're going to beat the likes of Crystal Palace, who we've got on Thursday, then followed by another home game with Newcastle, Man United, say Liverpool? Yeah, you're going to be playing each other, back to back.
And then the interesting thing is that we have Tottenham away in the league. I think a few games.
I needed to beat Tottenham. That's all I've got to say. I needed to beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
Because you've already beat them in 2-1 at home.
Yeah, you beat them at home.
I think Tottenham, when you do go to play Tottenham, I think they're going to do the same thing. Let you have the ball, just like what they did with Man City. And they beat Man City 2-0.
No, but we beat them last season at the.
I hear that and I get that.
So they're gonna be wary that we're gonna. No, even though our away form has been dismal this season.
Yeah.
They're gonna be wary that it's Liverpool turning up, and we got their number.
I was gonna say, I hope you do a number on them.
Yeah.
need to keep that lock down the road quiet. We need to keep that lock down the road quiet. I've got somebody ringing me. I'll have to just wait. Yeah, need to keep that locked down the road quiet. Yeah, I mean, the season's going to be interesting from now. We're nearly halfway through it.
It is.
Your thoughts is that you think you will retain the title?
I think we will be there. I can't say yes confidently at the moment, because waiting to see whether we do get a centre back.
That's another question. I mean, I know that's another whole new stream about who you think you're going to get. If you're going to get anybody in the January. You've been linked with a defender. Who's the defender you've been linked with? I did remember seeing. Was that talk about Ramos from Liverpool? From not Liverpool.
Listen, whatever talk about Ramos, I don't even like the guy. I've met the guy. I don't like the guy.
What did he do to Salah? Do you remember that Champions League game? Was it him?
That was cynical.
Yeah, he was a bit. But are you linked with it? Are you linked with any defenders?
Yeah, there are a few defenders. There's a Leipzig defender, and can't remember their names. And
not Upper Meccano.
Yeah, we're linked with Meccano.
Right.
And there's also a defender from Schalke. What's the guy's name? Can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but
okay.
Yeah, we got a couple of defenders that we're linked with, but whether or not we are willing to pay the prices.
Yeah.
Now.
What's the situation with Ronaldo?
Well, I believe that Wijnaldum deserves a little bit more money for the contract that he wants. I don't know the full facts in terms of what is going on behind closed doors, but obviously Wijnaldum has, served Liverpool, so much and served in that world that, he does deserve a little bit more money that he's asking for, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting. I think that's going to kind of rumble on to the end of the window.
To be honest, I don't think he doesn't want to leave.
Right.
But I don't know whether the Liverpool hierarchy are trying to force his hand in terms of trying to let him go to get somebody else, but then it might backfire.
Yeah.
And Liverpool have to realize that Wijnaldum is a key figure in the team, and he's done a lot. If he didn't score the goals in the Champions League against Barcelona, we wouldn't be talking about Liverpool as we are right now. So Liverpool need to just give him what he deserves.
Yeah. So you think so you like to keep him, definitely like to keep him.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's an influential part of the team.
Okay. But as I say, so basically your real aim is to get in a defender.
Yeah, we definitely need a defender.
That's what you really need. I don't think you need. I mean, just to say as well, Trent is looking a little bit off form, though, isn't he? He's not playing at his best at the moment.
He's not. I think with Trent, there's still those little bit of.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that? The chat. What do you think about that in the chat?
If you guys.
What's on that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Barcelona are not trending at the moment, and for him to go to Barcelona, yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to recover in terms of form as a player, and where he goes from there. To be honest.
Well, look what happened to Coutinho.
Yeah. That's a very good example. Which you know, if he doesn't learn from that, then I don't know. So yeah.
I mean, look, as I said, it's interesting times ahead, Kofi. You know, we could go on all night. You know, I mean, I did say I'll keep it down to about an hour.
You've done well.
We're done well. I've not to say that we've covered all bases, but look, you know, when we had this conversation back in October,
yeah,
you know, with the team that you had, and I suppose I was more looking at I'm more disappointed with Chelsea, more say Liverpool, with the money that they've spent, and literally they're going in the wrong direction at the moment. Yeah. You know, we're currently only, as I say, 6 points off of them. You know, and if we win our next games, you know, we're only 3 points behind them. But it's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. As I said, my expectation is that we finish in the Europa League position, possibly try and win the Europa League, which I think is going to be difficult with the teams that are dropping out of the Champions League and into the Europa knockout stages. I think that we're going to find that difficult. So I think, you know, all we can do is try and see if we can push as far as we can up the table, hope that teams above us start to fall away, as you said, because you know, there are teams there that have got much smaller squads. And with the games coming in thick and fast, and the fact that we're in this pandemic period means that, you know, games are being played in a short space of time. That's going to affect them, you know, from a physical point of view, and obviously injuries and suspensions and stuff like that. So for teams that have got bigger squads, it's gonna work for them. As long as Arsenal can keep their squad injury free, you know, get the required players off the books. As I say, for us, you know, we're trying to get in another midfielder, attacking midfielder. We've been linked with loads of players like Mawar, but I can't see him coming because Leon are playing well at the moment. They're top of the league. Julian Brandt from Dortmund, again, could possibly get him on a loan deal. There's Ben Douer from Norwich, very good Argentinian player. Cutting it at the moment with Norwich, they're top of the league currently, but they're asking like 40 million for him. Are Arsenal going to be prepared to pay that kind of money in the January? If anything, it more likely be in the summer. But I do think we need some sort of short-term cover. There's also talk, and I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I don't know how true it is. I mean, would you, as I suppose, as the last part in conversation before we close this, would you take Mr. Diego Costa on a free? He's terminated his contract with Atletico on a 6-month. I mean, our record with Brazilians right now is not very good. I don't know if we would have taken that chance.
I have my reservations about him, but he's a good striker.
Yeah,
and you know, if you want that potent firepower, somebody's gonna disturb defenses, then he's your man.
You know, I mean, I don't know. It's something to think about. If it was just on a short-term thing until the end of the season, that could help us push us up the league, maybe get Bamian going, you know what I mean? Because he's one of those aggressive strikers, and you know, he gets on the wrong side. I mean, he definitely got on the wrong side of holding when he used to play for Chelsea. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. You know, would you take Diego Costa on a short-term 6-month loan to the end of the season? Could he do anything for Arsenal? You know, because right now Bamian ain't firing at the moment. Obviously, we've got Lacazette. What do you think? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Would you take?
You know what? I think he would be a good addition for the short term. Obviously, it's not a long-term thing for Arsenal, and you know the way that Arsenal do play, but they need something different firing up front, and they need somebody who's going to be able to get on the end of crosses.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
I think when you think back to when we was putting in those crosses against Wolves, and I think it was against Chelsea. Someone did never. When we was playing against Wolves and Tottenham, and Arteta was going on about how many crosses we were putting in, and he said, it's inevitable at some point somebody will score from there. Yeah. The law of averages, it didn't happen for us.
Yeah.
We ended up losing the Wolves game. We ended up losing the Tottenham game.
That's true.
Maybe if we did have a Diego Costa, we would have probably scored from that, or even having someone like a Giroud. He's not getting much game time at Chelsea. And I think Dave was saying that when they played us, they were putting all these crosses, but no one was in Tammy Abrams is just, as Dave says, is a waste of space. Having someone like Giroud in there, and I think that's probably where what's the name's gone wrong. Frank Lampard has gone wrong, and a lot of the Chelsea supporters are sort of taking the gun down and saying, like, what, he may not be the man for Chelsea. He might be a legend.
Yeah.
As a manager, no way. You know what I mean? So we'll just wait and see. But listen, it was a pleasure having you on, Kolf.
Yeah. And
we must do this again after a few more games to see how the land lies.
Of course.
Obviously the Man United Liverpool game, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, and obviously, you're going to be playing them back to back. You've got a couple of tough games coming up.
Yeah, I think we should come back in April, have another review.
It may even come back before that in March. I mean, I'm trying to see at the time. I'm trying to do something where we do a weekly thing with Dave, just looking at the Premier League weekend, just looking at reviewing. I thought I'd look at how, especially us three anyway, because the conversation was between us three, how we would be faring after the Christmas period. And to be honest, the Chelsea contingency have come out the worst. They haven't done too well during that lockdown period, during that Christmas period. Only scoring a maximum of 4 points out of a possible 15.
Yeah,
that is relegation. You know what I mean? So the jury, I'm assuming he's going to be definitely out on Frank, and I'm sure Dave would have had a lot to say on him, but he couldn't make it tonight. But we move on and see whether we can link up another time. Again, say thank you for joining me on this shortish podcast, and hopefully we can do it again, bro.
Definitely.
So listen, you take it easy and just say, can we find you any, like, have you got any handle like Instagram, anything, or you're not doing anything? You're doing anything at the moment, or is there anything we can find you?
I'm gonna be developing a page, the Global World Traveller.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be looking at doing local travel in and around the UK, and also, when things decide to pick up in terms of the travel industry, going abroad and going to different places, Europe, and showing what is out there for people with disability.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that'd be interesting. Definitely do a show about that. Have a chat about your journeys and what your plans are for that. I mean, it sounds interesting. Do you know what I mean? So that's not off the ground yet at the moment, but you're looking to get off the ground.
Yes.
Okay. We'll look at that. Obviously, hopefully by the time we're on next time, you'll have something in the pipeline. You could probably we can put it in the description, say what you're going to be doing for the future. That would be good, definitely.
Okay.
And listen, take it easy.
All right.
I'll speak to you soon. Yeah.
All right.
Guys, thank you for joining me. Whoever came on tonight, thanks for joining. Paris, London, my home, and whoever else was watching. Listen, guys, please like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. All right, Cole, take care of yourself.
Yeah.